Sadducees did not believe in spirits or angels, like you said, and I read in a few places in my study Bible. But looking back in, like, for an example, Genesis 21:17 in the Torah, which they held to, it mentions the angel of God, which that seemed like that would be contradictory on their part.
That is a great point. The angel of God in Genesis 21:17. Let me look that up real quick.
Yeah, how do they
Square
reconcile that or interpret that? Yeah. Because there's that whole difference too between an angel of God and the angel of God.
Right.
It'd be really interesting to know what they thought the angel of God was referring to.
Okay. So did I say earlier that they didn't believe in angels? Did I say that?
You said spirits, but in my study Bible, it said they didn't believe in angels. But I guess you could say that an angel is a spirit, I would think.
Okay. Hold on. Let me just look something up here. So I'm looking in Acts chapter 23. Oh, okay. In Acts chapter 23, it says, verse 8, it says, "For the Sadducees say that there is neither a resurrection, nor angels, nor spirits, but the Pharisees acknowledge them all." So you're right. They didn't believe in angels, and yet they're in Genesis. Nick, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That is a great point. I do not know why. I would venture to say they're probably being inconsistent. I mean, that's the very thing Jesus called them out. I don't know if that was just something they overlooked, if they had a different interpretation for it, if maybe by angel of the Lord, they just equated that with the Lord himself. Because my understanding is the angel of the Lord is a pre-incarnate Christ anyway, and Christ is the Son of God, is God. Now, I don't think that they believed in the Trinity, but it's possible that maybe they just when the angel of the Lord shows up, he speaks for God, he's treated as God, and maybe that's what they did, but I wouldn't begin to say anything conclusive on why they didn't believe in angels in light of that passage. I think you brought up something. If there were Sadducees around, I would say you should bring that up to them.
Right.
Yeah, that's good. Because I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. That's a little more subtle than the explicit mentions of the angel of God.
Exactly. I think you can almost forgive them for overlooking the other passage. I mean, not really, because Jesus held their feet to the fire on it. But like from a human perspective, like maybe in my flesh, I want to kind of cut them some slack there. Like, man, I wouldn't have seen that either. But Jesus does hold them accountable for it. So,
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, Nick, real quick, because I thought about that again. When I see angel of the Lord, again, I want to reiterate this. I do think that the angel of the Lord, I think that is the second person of the Trinity, the pre-incarnate Christ. So the thing is, if a Sadducee were to say, no, that's Yahweh himself, then the next logical step would be, yes, it's Yahweh, but it's clearly distinct. It's the other Yahweh, if you will. So now you're really now you really have to acknowledge the second person of the Trinity. So either way, you're going to have to become a Christian here. You're going to have to acknowledge all of Scripture, or you're going to have to acknowledge the pre-incarnate second person of the Trinity.
So they were they did not necessarily believe in the Trinity. Then they just believed in the one person, one God, as opposed to three persons, one God.
Correct. The doctrine of the Trinity was definitely, I mean, that is a New Testament doctrine in the sense that it's not fully fleshed out until the New Testament. Although there were sects in those days, I believe the Essenes had a concept of at least a second divine power. who is not like an angel, but like the second Yahweh. You can't read the Old Testament without getting, okay, you got the Spirit of God, you got the God who's sort of acting like a father, and then you've got this angel of the Lord, the one who comes down and meets with people. And it's like, man, I don't have a word for this yet, but it's something.
And isn't Genesis, right? So if Moses wrote Genesis, there's mentions of God in the form of, I guess if you look into the Greek, it's phrased in like a we, what we did, like a multiple as opposed to just I, God, but what we did, indicating that there's more than one person in God.
Yeah, that's right. And it would have been Hebrew, not Greek, because it's Old Testament.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean in the original language. Yes. When God creates man, he says, let us make man in our likeness, in our image. Now, Michael Heiser doesn't believe that is a reference to the Trinity. Michael Heiser is a scholar who writes a lot about angels, demons, the unseen realm. I've had him on my show, but I'm actually going to disagree with him on that. And if you are interested in learning more about that, I had a guy on my podcast recently to talk about the Trinity in the Old Testament. His name is Igal German, and he gave, I think, like, I don't know how many it was, like 16 or 20 different instances of the Trinity being alluded to in the Old Testament. And Kevin, the we that you just mentioned is one of them.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So he does a fantastic job.
Yeah, I saw most of that. He did a pretty good job once he got past his accent.
It made it a little challenging, but it also added a certain gravitas or
authenticity to it. Yeah.
Yes.
Some flavor.